Welcome back to our Building a House in Panama series. Yes, Brian and I are that crazy that we are doing the thing that everyone says don't do, build a house. We've had ups, we've had downs, we've had highs, we've had lows, but things are running pretty smoothly now and we're pretty happy with it. But we want to bring you along and show you the entire process so you can see what we're doing, who's doing it for us, and what it costs. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, you need to make sure you hit subscribe, click notify. Don't forget to join the iGo Panama Facebook group if you want to ask me questions about this. I don't answer questions in YouTube. And make sure you join the igopanama.com website where we'll be listing our contractors. So you'll be able to contact them. We're using the best of the best. Well, because we filtered out the worst of the worst. So, all right, so if you're interested in building a house in Panama, stick around. All right, let me give you kind of an overview of our plans for our property here in El Valle. We have 1 hectare and we plan on building a small casita. We plan on building a workshop for Brian, and eventually we plan on building a main house for us. And right now we're starting work on the casita. We are at the end of phase 2 right now, and Brian is going to show you that entire process from beginning to this point. And it's taken what, Brian, 2 weeks?
Yes, we're on at the end of our second week.
We're at the end of our second week. So the contractor we have, I could not be happier. I could not be happier. Again, if you're interested in all of that information, you need to go over to igopanama.com. I'll link it below. And we'll talk to you about the costs. We'll talk to you about the process. But anyway, basically what we're doing is getting this casita built. And how many square feet is it, Brian?
It's about 700 square feet.
About 7. Is that with the porches or without?
Without.
Without. And then so 700 square feet and then very large covered porches. So Brian is going to talk to you a little bit about the process, and then he's going to show you from the beginning to this point.
All right, so we have officially broke ground on the casita. We got backhoe in here today. We have Ricardo, our contractor, in with 4 other guys. They're already starting to tie up rebar for the foundation. We're having materials dropped off every day, and yeah, we are in full swing. It's been a long time coming, so it's kind of exciting. So after a busy morning of having the backhoe get everything kind of leveled out to where we have a starting point, we've got everything marked, laid out, everything's straight, square, where it's supposed to be, and now the guys are starting to dig the footings. So they wanted to do all that by hand. They didn't think they needed the backhoe for that. Me, on the other hand, I'd let a machine do it all day long. All right, we're about halfway through day 5. Like I said, this morning we got all the footings dug. They're putting black plastic in the hole for weatherproofing, waterproofing, and then getting all the rebar tied into place. And we'll be pouring concrete this whole weekend. So they're going to be working Saturday through Sunday to get all this done. And the first concrete is being poured now. So this should take a little bit of a time. Everything's getting mixed into a concrete mixer since there's no way to get a truck up the hill where we're at. If they keep a pretty good pace, it should be done relatively soon. All right, we're here on a beautiful Sunday morning. The guys stayed late last night to finish the rest of the concrete on these footings here. which it absolutely poured, so I'm sure their home's still trying to get dry. But everything's going well and on schedule as planned. As you see, the inspectors, all three of them came in. Tico, Selva, Ike, they're all checking out the property. Alright, so as you can see, the guys are making really good progress. This is about 8 inches above this is going to be the final height of our sub-foundation. They're going to be doing like a 8-inch concrete beam all the way around the top. And then you see it ties into the little columns there, which will continue on up from there. So this should all be completed by the end of the week. And then we're going to have to backfill everything, which is going to take about, he said about 100 yards of material. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun week. But they're all doing a great job, working hard. Alright guys, here we are, next progress report. We see on the upper level, the living section, they've got the top beam already done around the whole perimeter of the retaining wall. And today they're backfilling with a rock that they call Tosca. So it compacts really well, and they can get a lot of it. It's what they use for everything around here. They use it for backfill, they use it for roads, pretty much anything. So you can see that they're working on the lower beam right there for the patio, and yeah, making really good progress. Alright guys, so like Mary said, we're at the end of phase 2. There's still a few things that need to be done. We need to finish the backfill with the rock, and then get ready for phase 3, which is going to be the slab and the walls of the casita. Here in Panama, they do a lot of concrete and brick construction, just because of the I want to say termite problems and the weather issues. It just wreaks havoc on wood. So it's almost impossible to do any stick framing here in Panama. What we've done is they've done perimeter footings all the way around with pads and columns at the corners of each of the on all sides of the building, and a couple of pads in the middle. They bring it up for the retaining walls, and then the connecting beam around the whole perimeter. And from here, it's basically just going to be backfill around the edges. We're definitely going to need to do waterproofing around the perimeter and do some kind of drainage. But all in all, we're very happy with the construction. The men here are really nice. It is a little odd seeing how things are done. Coming from LA, I spent 10 years in the construction industry there doing heavy steel and ironwork, so I know what to expect. And the seismic restrictions and specifications in Los Angeles are quite different than Panama. But I'm getting through that and not trying to intervene too much, because they do know what they're doing and they are doing a good job. So we're very happy so far. And yeah, on to phase 3 next week, and we'll bring you another video.